Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So I'm going to have a quick overview of the Metagods project, which has just caught my attention. So interesting stuff going on here. If you scroll down, so one of the sort of interesting things that sort of caught my attention is the investor thing. So we've got Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, a well-known YouTube influencer. I've always been surprised he hasn't got more into blockchain stuff. I don't think he's particularly sort of crypto heavy tech sort of guy, but obviously he has a massive community. So he's one of the investors here. Pomp as well, kind of pretty well known. Usual array of other sort of investors, some of which I have views on that I won't say. Hashed is definitely a good investor. I would definitely say they're a sort of tier one investor out of South Korea. Been around for a while, invested in a lot of good projects. So that's a good sign. Some of the other ones, I think, guess less so. The other thing I'm a bit unsure about with Metagods is that it's Binance Smart Chain. So I'm not a big fan of Binance Smart Chain per se. I just don't think there's a great community there. I think it's fine for DeFi. I think it's very centralized. And when it comes to gaming, though, I just see a lot of GameFi stuff, which is one, uninteresting, and two, the economies just tend to explode. Because you just have a lot of value just like bumping into them, and they generally just are NFT farming apps. So we just had crypto blades earlier in the year, and now we've had crypto mines both sort of blow up, and the underlying token value goes very high, and then it goes to zero basically. So that's not good. So we'll see what happens. I'm not saying this is going to do that. It's a very different sort of game, but I just find that Smart Chain for me is not great. And also this game's coming to Solana again. I think Solana could be a great blockchain for games. We haven't seen anything yet. That's sort of my concern, really. I want to see a bit of stuff actually live on Solana before I get too excited about it. Okay, so what's going on here? So some nice stuff. We can see dungeons. So dungeons are pretty cool. Everyone likes sort of roguelikes and dungeon stuff. You don't have to build a lot of 3D models for that. We can see it's sort of nice pixel artwork, so that's pretty quick to get up and running. We have it's sort of the hardcore nature of it. We have PvP, PvE, different sort of levels of skill that can be involved there, and multiplayer raids. Obviously, we know all about that. So you can go into high APY, high reward dungeons with the highest tier loot. And we can see this seems to be, at least the presentation of this game on the website, it seems pretty good. We can sort of get an idea of what's going on here. You're minting these random NFTs, which are your in-game characters. We can imagine this sort of cool stuff going on. Saying casual and hardcore, two basic modes. I think with all this sort of stuff, we just know games are really hard to build. Games on the blockchain even harder to build. So I kind of like to see stuff sort of coming out quickly with something simple, and then you can build complexity into it. Not so keen on sort of staking farming per se. I think that's sort of okay, but we'll see. They've got their own token here, the relic token. NFT permadeath in hardcore mode. That's pretty interesting. So your risk reward, you could get your NFT destroyed, but if you don't get it destroyed, you do well out of it. And social GameFi stuff. So we'll see how that sort of plays out as stuff goes on. So we don't, as far as I can see, have any idea who the team are. So we have some advisors, which is sort of fine, but it's always nice to know who the actual team are. We have some partnerships, again, pretty meaningless. So roadmap, what do we got? So it worries me a little bit that we have nothing going on until 2022. So obviously that's not, here we are, sorry, sort of Q4 2021, here we are. So game trailer, early access dungeons, you can mint the NFTs. Okay, when we're going to get anything playable. NFT marketplace isn't live. I don't like to see that. I like to see the NFT marketplace live when the characters are being minted. Mobile early access, mobile's difficult, and then suddenly we're into kind of season 1, season 2. So we'll see how all that plays out. There's no point looking at what's happening in Q3 2022. That's too far off. So not an enormous amount there. We can actually go and get a hero. I'm not actually going to do this now. But obviously Binance Smart Chain, so you can go in through MetaMask. So I'm just logged into my MetaMask wallet. I've actually not got enough to mint a hero, so it's 0.1 BNB, the Binance token, the native token for the Binance Smart Chain. So it's actually currently about $30-40, something like that. Or you can buy, you can pay one and get a bonus, and guarantees you a 3-star. So people are minting these things, it looks like, and there's a whole bunch of leaderboard stuff. If you're on the leaderboard, you can win a Tesla or something. Yeah, again, that sort of stuff worries me a little bit. Most of the other things aren't there. So, staking, missions, marketplace, inventory, I haven't got anything. So, this is just my sort of bugbear. I think, this is the ranking stuff. My bugbear is if you're launching NFTs, you can't just have them as NFTs. You can't just take money off people and then there's nothing to go with. So a few sort of red flags for me personally. The one positive thing I think is hashed as an investor. I don't know how that sort of balances out really. And equally, I think there are reasons why you can have sort of anonymous teams or pseudo anonymous teams, but to have nothing on the team set up at all, combined with it being on Binance Smart Chain. And Solana. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you make your own decisions on this sort of stuff, but I think it looks cool. Yeah, I just sort of leave it at that. So anyway, it's metagods.gg is the URL. I'll put it in the link below. Definitely keep an eye on it. But probably for me, I'll be waiting until the thing's actually live. Because I think that with all these sort of things, FOMO is the worst thing. It's easy to kind of FOMO yourself into these projects, and until something's live or you have better oversight of what's going on here, I would just sort of caution. I would caution. I would advise caution at this sort of point, particularly when you have all this sort of APY as a sort of key function is definitely GameFi, not it's not a core gaming feature. APY is fine, I think, in blockchain projects. Obviously, we have it in Axie Infinity, but it needs to be is a sort of a subset, not a superset of what's going on there. So we'll see what happens with it. But it's interesting. I guess more interesting that we're seeing these influencers now clearly getting involved in this sort of stuff. Mr. Beast is pretty enormous. So anyway, thanks for watching. Keep it here for your blockchain gaming world news, or your blockchain gaming news even. But thanks for watching. See you again soon.